Here our EIGRP lab. So here I have taken the router 1 and router 2. This is the 28211 series and 4331 series of routers, because of this router having the geek ports and this router having the fast current ports only. Here we are doing the EIGRP lab. So based on the metric values, it will be calculate the best path. So earlier we discussed RIP protocol. RIP protocol will work based on the hop count. Hop count is a metric value. In the RIP protocol, this is the best path. But in EIGRP, it will be calculate the best path. I will check in lab how we'll get the best path. And second best path also will get. So here we have the less ports. So we'll increase the ports. Before that, we'll turn it off, the switch, and here we'll take. But this router also turn off. In configuration, the port is suitable. Okay, we'll give the connectivity. And here we'll take the IP addresses. LAN IP address is 192.168.10.0/24/24 for the LAN prefixes, and we'll give here 192.168.20.0/24, and we'll give the default gateways 1 here, 20.1, and 20.10.1 here. So this here will give the 11.1.1.1 IP address 24 and /24. Here 2, and here we'll take 12.1.1.1, and here 12 dot this for this interface 12.1.1.2, and here 13.1.1.1, and here 13.1.1.2. And this one is 14.1.1.1 and 14.1.1.2, and here 15.1.1.1, and here 15.1.1.2. This is our topology. Any doubts in this topology? Understood?
No, Alim. Yeah, understood.
Great. Fine. This is your branch 1 router. You can assume this is a branch 2 router. So we'll configure first branch 1 router. So name is branch 1, and interface first Ethernet 1/0. First LAN interface and IP address is 192.168.10.1. This is a default gateway, and 255, 255, 255 0, and no shutdown. And it is turn it on, and this is LAN interface done. And now move to the WAN interfaces. Interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0. So first path will configure IP address is here 11.1.1.1 and 255.255.255.0 and no shutdown, and exit, and interface fast Ethernet 0 by 1, and IP address is here 14.1.1.1 and subnet mask 255.255.255.0 and no shutdown, and exit from here. And with the help of write command, save the configuration. Now you can check show IP interface brief. With this command, IP addresses how we are assigned. So here both are up because of here we are using switch, and line protocol is down because of we haven't configured these routers. So we'll configure R5 router also. So enable and config terminal interface. Before that, we'll assign some name for this router. ISP1, and this one also ISP, internet service provider router, that is one only. First router only, it won't take, so we'll give 0 1 by 1. So this router is ISP2. So host name is here, and plus a interface IP addresses interface fast Ethernet. Sorry, here we have a gigabit port, gigabit 0 by 0 by 0, and IP address is 11.1.1.2 and 255.255.255.0. No shutdown, and exit. Now you can check here the port is came up. Interface fast gigabit 0 by 0 by 1, and IP address is here 12.1.1.1 and subnet mask 255.255.255.0 and no shutdown. No exit from here and save the configuration. Now check the show IP interface brief done, but line protocol is down still because of here we haven't configured it, and we'll configure the ISP 1 by 1 router also. Enable config terminal, and host name is ISP 1 by 1. So interface partition interface gigabit 0 by 0 by 0, and IP address is 12.1.1.2 and 255.255.0, and make it as shutdown. Exit, and interface gigabit 0 by 0 by 1, and IP address is here 13.1.1.1 and 255.255.255.0, and no shutdown, and exit, and write, and check the show IP interface brief command. So we configure, and now move to the branch 2 router and enable config terminal. Host name is and interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0, and IP address is here 13.1.1.2 and 255.0 and no shutdown. Exit from here, and again one more interface, that is fast Ethernet 0 by 1, and IP address is here 15.1.1.2 and 255.255.255.0, and make it as an offset down. And for LAN interface, and finally we are configuring our LAN interface fast Ethernet 1 by 0, and IP address is here 192.168.20.1 and 255.255.255.0, and no shutdown. Done. The basic configuration we did, and one more router is there in between. We'll configure that also as soon as possible. For this router, ISP2 router, no, and enable config terminal. Host name is here, ISP2, and interface fast Ethernet 0 by 1, and IP address is here. IP address is here 15.1.1.1 and 255.255.255.0, and make it as a no shutdown, and exit from here, and interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0, and IP address is here 14.1.1.2 and 255.255.255.0, and make it as a no shutdown. These are all about the basic configuration. Do right. Done. Do you have any questions till?
No questions, Salim. Just
Great.
configuration.
Okay. For configuration basic we did. We haven't
Yeah.
assigned the IP addresses to, we'll assign the IP addresses for these systems also. Before that, we'll assign only one IP address. So 192.168.10.10 for this PC, and 192.168.10.1 the default gateway, and not is off, and for this also, and it's a 20 PC, and this one is say 10 PC, give it 10 IP address, and this one is 20, and default gateway we have to give for this PC IP config 20 here, and 10 IP address is 10. 20.10, and this is 20.20. I'll give first 20.20 and 20.1 the default gateway. Done. Entire thing done. Now we'll move to the EIGRP configuration part. Now we'll start from here.
We have not
Oh,
configured the switch, right? Switches.
no, not required. Not required. For switch 2, if you want to ping this PC to this PC, now check it. You can reachable or not. That is sufficient. We haven't assigned any VLANs here. 192.168 10.1
10.20.
is default gateway. Default gateway we can able to ping. Okay, now move to the 20, the same VLAN. Here VLAN 1 is assigned. For that VLAN we can able to reach. So
Yeah,
same
yeah.
VLAN 1 with the basis. So I haven't configured anything with switch. In switch I haven't configured anything. So running configuration you can check. No configuration. But whichever the having by default configuration, that only. With VLAN 1 we can able to ping and communicate. So now move to the branch 1 EIGRP configuration part. How we'll configure it? Just move to the configuration terminal. Now take it as a router and give question mark here. You can check. Earlier we did RIP configuration, same here we are doing the EIGRP configuration. So EIGRP, and here AS number in between we have to take AS number, maximum number is 65535. So it means 6 to the power 2 to the power of 16 value. The 2 to the power of 2 power 16, the value will be this value 65535. So this many AS numbers we can use. So in that also private AS, public AS are available. So public AS we should have to buy from INA, and private IP, private AS numbers, those are the free we can use at our organizations. At private LAN side we can use. So if you want to communicate, make WAN to WAN, so that time we need a like public IP addresses, like by public AS numbers. So AS number, it will be work between a two different organizations. So every organization having unique AS number. In previous section discussed very well. In previous video you can go through that. So AS number, here I am taking anything that is 10. So now check it here. We can auto summary is by default enable, and distance, define administrative distance, and EIGRP and specific commands, and metric here neighbor, and network command. With network command will give the, will advertise the prefixes. So network and 192.168, this is a LAN network I am advertising first, dot 0. And here if you want to give the wildcard mask, you can, otherwise you can directly enable. If you are directly enabling, this is a class C prefix, so it will be assumed like directly it will be advertised class C. So likewise, if you are giving the 11.1.1.1, it is class A prefix, so it will be advertised like class A. So we have to give the wildcard mask. So, and network, one more thing, 11.1.1.0 WAN prefix and wildcard mask 255.255.0, and one more network command 14.1.1.0 and wildcard mask 250.0.0.0.255, opposite to subnet mask. Done. So show IP protocols. With this command, you can check which prefixes you are advertising. We'll come back to this, and we'll come back to AD values also. Here we are having the 90 AD administrative distance value is 90. Apart from that, 170 also. 170 is external and 90 for the internal. And K values, it will be calculate the metric value. You can check here K1 and K2, K3 is on. Bandwidth and delay
Delay.
is on. Apart from that, entire prefixes are 0.
Zero.
0 means these are the off. And by default, it is taken as a network ID, that is a router ID, that is 11.1.1.1. Whichever the highest prefix, it will be automatically will take. So active timer 3 seconds, and maximum path it will be take. So 4 path means 4 path load balancing, it will be likewise. If we have multiple paths also, it will be stored in topology table. In topology table, it will be stored. And hop count 100 by default, and 255 is, we can change it up to 255. Fine. We'll configure the next routers. Now we'll configure this router, LAN router. Then we'll configure config terminal, config terminal interface router
EIGRP
EIGRP
10.
10 we have taken here. exactly?
Okay.
How much?
Yeah, yeah. We
How
have
much we
taken
take?
10 there.
Okay, good. So here also must should match. If this is different, the
Then
neighborship
AS
will not
numbers
form.
doesn't match.
Neighborship will not form. So with the
Yeah.
network command, we'll advertise the prefixes. So 192, 168, 20.0 and wildcard ma 0.0.255. And another another prefix, WAN prefix 15.15.0 and 0.0.255. And one more prefix that is 13.1.1.0 and 255 0.0.0 exit from here and write the configuration. So we configured two LAN branch 1 and branch 2. We haven't configured in these routers. Now we'll configure. This is the least path. So hope count also will configure this one. After then we'll configure above one. We'll check, we'll verify the how it will be calculated the best path once we'll configure it. So how we'll configure it? Just advertise these prefixes in network command. Neighborship will form config terminal
Then EIGRP
router
10
EIGRP 100 and 10 will take letter will take 100. What will happen? We'll check. So with the network
network
command
14.1.1.2
14.1 dot no entire
0.
0
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
entire yeah network ID we have to sub us 255. So wildcard mask is 255 0.0.0.255. So we can check here. We got a diffusing update algorithm, dual algorithm with neighborship will form, was form here already form. So neighbor is 14.1.1.1. So neighbor IP address is here 14.1.1.1. So is up, adjacency up is up, a new adjacency form. Understood? So
Yes.
instead, within a fraction of second, the neighborship will form. So EIGRP is a quick and establishes very quickly. So the neighborship will form very fast. Adjacency form very fast. So a router EIGRP 100 will take for this neighbor part. It will be form or not, we'll check. So network 15.1.1.0 and wildcard mask 0.0.255. So earlier, once we hit enter, the neighborship form. Now you can check neighborship is form or not. You can check here also. So IP EIGRP neighbor with this command neighbor became neighbor will check. You can check it, the neighbors. Neighbor is
Only
only
one neighbor is formed.
with this interface.
Yeah.
First Ethernet 0/0. But here neighborship is not formed. The reason is
The AS number is different for those.
it's okay. We'll change the AS number now. So here we can how may in router one is this having only this router two AS numbers. You can check here two AS numbers we can establish. We can create. But in whenever you are configuring the same thing in BGP protocol, one router will take only one AS whenever you configure the BGP routing protocol. So it won't take multiple AS numbers. Here you can take AS 110 and 100. But BGP protocol will take only one AS number only. It will be simply deny. You already as you are having the AS number 10, it will be give the error likewise. So before that, we'll remove this. Understood?
Yes.
Whenever you are configuring the BGP protocol, one router, only one AS number. If that is 100 or 10 number, only one AS number it will be take. Otherwise, if you are giving the another AS number, it will be simply rejected it.
Okay.
So router EIGRP 100 will remove here from here. No.
No.
With no comment, show IP protocols. We'll check. So we successfully removed only one AS number is there. Earlier we have a 100 AS number also and 10 AS number also. Now we having only one AS, that is 10. Now we'll configure. Router EIGRP 10 network 15.1.1.0 and 0.0.0.255. Once you hit enter, then neighbors will form. Check. See, we got a neighbors. You can check.
Then exit right.
Show. Yeah, exit. Control.
Yeah. Z.
Control C. Control C or Control Z. Directly I have exited. Write the command. I have saved the configuration. Show IP for EIGRP neighbor table. How will check? Show IP
IP protocols.
EIGRP neighbor. No, IP neighbor. This is our for neighbor establishment. Will check neighbor command. Neighbor table. So earlier we having the only one neighbor. Now we can check two neighbors we established.
Yes.
So this is a hold timer and this is the updated timer and this is the RSS SRTT timer and this is the RTO timer and this is the counts quick timers and sequence number. This is a sequence number with sequence number they are sending the updates. Don't bother about it, but we need only update timer and hello timer, hold down timer. So IP route EIGRP. With this command, we'll check the particular EIGRP prefixes. EIGRP table. EIGRP maintain three tables. One is neighbor table and EIGRP table apart from the topology table. So with this command, we'll check the EIGRP, whichever the having the best path for source to destination. So here we have the only one path we configured. So that metric we are getting with the metric formula, that is the 90 and this is the AD value here. 90 is AD value. Earlier we discussed here. So distance, administrative distance value is 90 for internal and external for the 170. So that is what here 90 AD value, and this is the that diffusing algorithm formula. We got a metric from this source to destination, from this source to from this prefix, and here we are getting 11 dot this prefix and 13 dot this prefix and 15 dot this prefix, and this is a land prefixes. So now we discuss here land prefixes mostly. So this LAN wants to communicate this LAN. So 192.168.10.10, the same LAN we advertised. That is the reason originated same thing, and this is here. So EIGRP table will get entire prefixes, entire routes. But if you are checking show IP routing table, you will get the whichever the having the prefixes directly connected and indirectly connected. Sorry, indirectly entire thing. So IP EIGRP and so topology. This is the topology table. So whichever the active prefixes are there, those will be active and passive. So we can reach, for this P means we can reach, active means we cannot. If A you can see here, those prefixes actively we cannot. So here you can feasible distance. These all are the successor. Successor means first best path. Once we configure this thing, then you can easily understand. So here we have a topology table and routing table, global routing table, and this is the EIGRP routing table, and this one is the neighbor table. So IP EIGRP can check here neighbor also with and interfaces also. Fast Ethernet 0/1 and Fast Ethernet 0/2, two interfaces we advertised. Likewise, and we'll configure these routers also. Now we'll discuss. Before that, you can communication will be form or not, will trace at ping 192.168.20.10.
20.10.
Yeah, this LAN to this LAN. So here ARP, because of ARP, RTO we got. It is address resolution protocol. It is find the MAC address for that. So that is the reason first MAC it is down, timeout. So trace at trace RT 192.168.20.10. So you can check here 192 default gateway we reach. Then this is the next hop we reach, and next hop for this branch 2, and for we reached our destination.
219.
We'll configure for this path also now. In
We use
router,
same EIGRP 10.
yes. Then network command 11.1.1.0 and while card was 0.0.255 and established neighborship you can check for this router 11.1.1. And one more
12 dot
network command 12.1.1.0 and 0.0.255 and one more, no, nothing.
nothing. That's it. And write command save.
Yes. Now we move to the ISP one by one router. Enable config terminal. So router EIGRP 10 and with network command will advertise it to be 13.1.1.0 and 0.0.0.255. That's it. Neighborship form with this router. Now we'll move to the another
To
router.
network 12.1.1.0.
Yes, 255. Neighborship form. Show IP EIGRP neighbor. Two neighbors. Now you can check which path is best. Earlier, this path is the best. Sorry, we have checked the entire thing is with this router. That is the reason it is showing the entire thing, entire configurations. We have to check the branch router. So what we'll do, first we'll remove config terminal. We'll shut down one interface for this. Before the verification, we'll interface fast gigabit 0/0/0 and we'll do it as a shutdown. Why I'm doing? Once I'll neighborship is down, you can check here. The neighborship is down. That is what I want. So before that, we'll check entire routing table under which path is we are getting. So IP EIGRP neighbor will check first neighbor table. Only one neighbor we are getting. So that is fast Ethernet 0/4 0/0. That is here This is our ISP neighbor, only one router. And show IP, EIGRP, and topology table will check. These are entire prefixes whichever we have advertised. Those prefixes, entire topology information it will be have. First path and second path. And show IP, route, EIGRP. With this command, we'll check the best prefixes from source to destination. So here we have this is variable we have, and this is a path from we are getting from this source. Can check here from 192.168.0.20.0. This is the we are getting through this interface. Now same thing will turn on this router. No shutdown. Now you can check adjacencies form in these two routers. Once they establish the neighborship, we'll check how we are getting. So it will be take minimum time. So how much hold down timer is? 15 seconds, right? For hold down timer is for 15 seconds. That is what it is taking the time. So IP, EIGRP, neighbor. So we have two neighbors, 11.1.1.1. So for this prefix show IP route, can check from this. Clear IP process OSPF BGP showing what? So show IP route, changing the path. Config terminal interface, write command, and will uh, reload this router, and I will check which one will get the best path. So now you can check the best path we are getting through this router. Even though it is here fast Ethernet and fast Ethernet, so that is the reason it is calculating as a best path. Here we are having the fast Ethernet, and here also we are having fast Ethernet. Instead of that, here only the link it is calculating the best path. So that is the reason. Even though if we are taking gig path also, here we are having the fast Ethernet only. So that is the reason. Understood why it is taking as a best path?
Yes, sir.
Good. So this is all about the EIGRP routing protocol. So instead of
Okay.
that, here you can use the serial interface. Here you can take it as a serial interface. Definitely, it'll take it as a some changes will be occurred. how we can take the serial interface, go through in this router and take one new router. And we'll show you in between two routers. So turn it off. And here you can check. This is a serial interface port. So here you can take serial interface 0/02. Likewise, the serial cable we have to take. It's working. The serial interface having the bandwidth is how much?
Pepra.
1.5 Mbps. Show interface serial and 1/0. Here you can check the bandwidth is 128 kbps and delay also more 20,000 milliseconds. So if you are taking the instead of that this port and configure in between, so make sure you will get some different result. Configure this lab also. In between, take it as a serial interface. So T serial interface having the bandwidth and delay is different values. So you are ready to do this lab?
Yes, Salim.
Okay.
So we'll
If you
do
have any question,
16.1. The same
yes,
thing, right?
16 dot, same thing.
16.1.1.1 and 16.1.1.2 here, and 17.1.1, 17.1.2 here. And we need to establish the same EIGRP router, EIGRP 10, a similar way, right?
Yes, similar way.
And network those commands.
Yes.
Okay.
So same way, but interface I am changing just here. See, that is fast Ethernet here or here serial interface. So that is the difference only. Configured and you will get the different path and turn off some other path above one and make sure enable this path. Then you will get this different result and you will get the different results. For that, you just give the tracer. Likewise, you can check and test step by hope how the packet flow is happen. So good. This is all about the EIGRP. Now I'll stop the recording. If you have any questions, ask me.